Well, it was kind of a euphoria when it happened, because as soon as I sat down, people or my friends started texting me and calling me on my mobile that they have seen me on the live coverage. And so I was expecting probably a moment or a seconds of video in the highlights, but I could never imagine what has happened. And my picture was taken as a meme, and till today it is going viral, and people use it in so many different situations. It's overwhelming, and I'm humbled that people use it so many times. And now the more and more variations have come up. Some creative memers have put a smile on my face, or sad face, you can say, or a disappointed face. Some people are also capturing my Yahoo moment when I was interviewing with Zainab Abbas for the ICC coverage at that time. So it is just an amazing journey since last 14 months. Initially, obviously, many people were recognizing me when I was going out, or people would recognize me when I was out from the stadium. They would recognize me when I was there with my family eating in a restaurant, anywhere, and they would approach me and request for a selfie, and I would politely oblige. My family was startled. Oh, what's happening? Because very few times it occurred in front of them, but mostly I was alone when I was requested for a selfie. Yeah, it's been an amazing journey so far. Yeah, thank you for everyone who has been following me on my Instagram handle, Sarim Akhtar on Twitter and Instagram. And thank you for all the love you have shown me right across the borders in Bangladesh, in Italy, in France. Recently, I got a request for a video from Serbia. These are non-playing countries. So I'm just amazed and overwhelmed for the kind of reaction people have shown me over my image. Thank you. Initial reaction was kind of an amazement, but I was never angry or surprised at doing that. But this, my meme probably have given the one-liners and two-liners a new life, lease of life, you can say. That there are so many creative one-liners, two-liners of showing me my disappointment look, and now people have used the same analogy and using two of my looks, one with a smile or one with the hands up, with two different captions, and with obviously my disappointed look. But yes, initially when people started putting or superimposing or photoshopping their faces on my face, I think if I recall, one or two times initially I got startled. Oh, why are they doing that? But then I got used to it because even famous people were doing it. I remember Kevin Peterson did it. I think there was another cricketer who did it, and some movie actors, they did it from America, from Italy, I guess. A few pop singers did it. Now it's become a routine, so I'm particularly used to it and enjoy. Some memers even do it very craftily as well. For example, in Pakistan, some people have, or memers have put a headscarf around my head to show disappointed housewife. So it's startling, it's amazing. Well, my family is obviously overwhelmed right from the first day. My parents, my siblings, people who know me from my childhood, my colleagues, work colleagues, my classmates, everyone, my cousins, my wife, my kids, everyone. Because people tell them, "Oh, is he your father? We recognize him from that match or from that meme." Initial reaction was that everyone would tag me up and then, "Look, I'm getting so much attention because of you." Because I tell everyone, "You know what? This memer is my cousin, or have worked with him, or he was my class fellow." And till today, my parents love to read about whenever there is a reaction on my meme or my interview. They adore it. But to tell you frankly, if you ask my parents, my siblings, and my wife, they would tell you that I've carried that scorned, disappointed, angry face from my home to the stadium and made it famous. I've been an avid cricket watcher right from an early stage. Initially, obviously, starting to watch it on television. In Pakistan, cricket and hockey were the only two big sports that I used to watch. I'm a big sports watcher, so I can watch anything, be it motor racing, be it tennis, be it rugby, be it football, all the sports. I enjoy watching it on television. And as soon as I grew up to be old enough to go to the stadiums on my own, I started going to the stadiums to attend all these matches. I've attended a lot of my favorite matches in the past as well. In fact, I remember traveling from Karachi, Pakistan, where I lived, to Lahore, where the final between Australia and Sri Lanka was being held. So enjoyed that thoroughly. Obviously, a live experience as well. Then I remember a few test matches where I had seen India and Pakistan play. In fact, distinctly, I remember one test match where Pakistan was doing on the first morning, first day, they were batting, and they were probably 50 of odd for five, and we were doing very badly. And the spectators started throwing stones into the ground, and the match was abandoned. But what I distinctly remember it for was that the police, in order to disperse the crowd, they started shelling the spectators, and I just remember running out of the stadium. And then, obviously, last year, those two matches that I attended between Australia and Pakistan, as well as a consequence of that match, I got to attend the India Pakistan match. I could have never imagined attending that. It was a sea of blue, but with pockets of Pakistanis. But wow, what an atmosphere! What an atmosphere! When Kohli came out to bat, when Rohit came out to bat, when Dhoni took a catch, when Ranbir Singh came up at the balcony. Wow, what a roar! What an atmosphere! I will never forget that. Well, by profession, I'm a 9 to 5 auditor. I work for a big four firm in London. In the past, I've been working in the Middle East, Kuwait for last 13 years. In August 2018, I moved to London, and I plan to make it my home. And I lived in and was brought up in Karachi, Pakistan. All my education, my two sisters are still living in Karachi. My parents are still in Karachi. So it's just a regular personal guy. I'm a family man with two kids. I moved here, as I mentioned, to London. They have started going to school. They love here being in London. Just sometimes probably the frequent rains throw them out, but I tell them, get used to it, get used to the cold. This is probably your home. You need to get accustomed to it. And now everyone is fine now. Everyone is acclimatized. So this is me, just a regular fan, very shy, in fact. If you had asked me to come on camera, I would have declined. But probably with all this going on, I oblige sometimes. So this is Sarim Akhtar in a nutshell. No, in fact, there hasn't been a chance where I felt disappointed or scared, even, or any other feeling with regards to my meme. I think very first day when I came home and I slept, because my name had gone on the coverage as Sarim Akhtar, and there was a hashtag started by the ICC media team at that time. So people probably searched me on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and they found my profile. So I remember still today at about, I think, 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning, I was sleeping, and I didn't used to put on my phone on silent because I didn't get so many notifications. But the notification kind of got started, tongue ting 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 ting, and I think by the time I made an effort to go and look at it, my mobile, about 5 or 6 a.m. in the morning, I saw thousands of requests on my Facebook, and some probably around 500 or so on my LinkedIn, for fan requests to say hi, to commensurate me on that fame, to ask for friend requests, this and that. Probably that's the only time where I got surprised a little bit because I didn't anticipate that. So the first thing I remember is enhancing the security on the Facebook for my profile, because my whole family was there. My cousins were there, my sisters were there. So that's still today. I haven't accepted any fan request on my Facebook page, but that's why I created a Twitter and Instagram handle as well as a web page on my Facebook with the Sarim Akhtar hashtag, so that I can interact with the fans because I was receiving so many requests, and still today, at least I think 100 or 200 messages or around 100 or so direct messages I receive on Twitter and Instagram every day. I try to reply to some of them, but most of them I just say hi, hello, and just and appreciate that they have contacted me. A fan following in the cricket match, I was expecting to catch the ball because it was coming high over the boundary, and Warner was already past 100. We were well behind the match, and somehow it probably a yard or two short. The fielder dropped it. So it was a cumulative of several reactions. Our position in the match, my disappointment at the fielder dropping that dolly of a catch, and then obviously with my nature as well, I don't shout, I don't curse. So that one moment of disappointment which I mentioned, that there is it's my natural reaction at home as well for being angry or disappointed, so I probably displayed that same thing, but it just caught on. Probably everyone loved that moment and has been using it for their memes or for their favorite expressions on their WhatsApp groups. It's just unexplainable. Well, I don't have a choice. I have to keep the shirt and jacket because the labels that I bought it from about 3 4 years back don't make it anymore. And whenever I do, probably I've been asked to don the same attire. I need to go back to my same one pair of shirt and one jacket. So I don't use it often. I've stopped wearing it anymore. It's in a safe place in my closet, under a cover, so whenever it is required, I wear it. But yeah, you are right. It's kind of resembling me in people relate it with my face and that expression, that whole aura of what the meme is all around. So I probably, if you can say, if I my moment was captured in a different attire, it wouldn't have gone viral for so long. But I think everything clicked at that moment. I was reluctant to go to the stadium for that match because it was on a 3 hour drive from London. I had recently bought a car, so I wasn't comfortable on driving on the highways. I had also moved into a new apartment, so those things were going on. I was extremely busy in the office. It was just my friend who was coming from Dubai who encouraged me to make a move. So I took that day off and made an effort to drive all the way to Taunton where the match was happening. And fortunately, as I said, stars were aligned probably. I got a seat which was near to the boundary line around the third man area where the ball is frequently hit. And this ball in particular was high up, so I was standing just anticipating to catch it. And probably one moment of my fame would not fame, my picture would have been captured by the media, and that would have been delighted me, and I would use probably used it over and over. But for some reason, that for few seconds of my disappointed went viral immediately, and since that day, it's been 14 months, people have been using that meme for showing disappointment or showing uh, against the different memers have used it for different situations in their countries, in their social activity. It's just amazing. Well, yes, of course. Being a Pakistani, I'll always follow the Pakistani cricket team or even any other sport where Pakistan plays. Currently, our team is going through a build-up phase. We have a totally different setup in the last 2 years. I'm talking about the board setup. So the selection committee is different. The way they have restructured the domestic cricket, that's different. So these results will start coming in around, I think, in the next 5 years or so. But currently, the best thing that has happened to the Pakistani team is that they do not have a big star or hero, you can say, who can win us matches from an impossible situation. But the downside is that we are probably an average set of players who need to collectively play good in order to win. That's what happened in the first match against England as well. As a collective group, we did very well, but it was just a probably a one, or you can say a couple of sessions that we didn't play very well as a team, and that was a consequence of why we lost that first match. And you can see the second test match was washed out. The third one, although we are behind the match, but it has been washed out. So we could have easily won this series for the first time in so many years in England, except instead of drawing. But because of those few sessions, we lost the series. So still an avid follow Pakistani cricket. I still root for them, but they will, as I said, collectively need to play, and maybe probably will be able to surprise a few stronger teams in the next T20 World Cup. Yes, I do follow Bangladesh cricket. Not as much, but obviously I do follow these two, three players. Like I'm still amazed how well Mushifiqur Rahman has come up, both as a wicketkeeper, as a batsman, as a captain. Wow, fabulous! Shakib Rahman probably always had a distinct, you can say, heroism in him. So he has won you matches. Then I'm impressed by what is it? Mushraf Murtaza as well. The way he has led the one day side. And I think there is a batsman, Mohammedullah, who has impressed me in the past when I saw him batting a few times. So tremendous. I think Bangladesh cricket right now has tremendous talent, and with your your domestic T20 tournament, I remember. I think it was Dhaka Dynamics who played well, very well. So yeah, I make it a point whenever these leagues are opening up. So I try to watch a few highlights, particularly when there are games being won from impossible situations. So I just adore cricket in general. So whenever the Bangladesh league is happening, I try to follow or sometimes try to watch the highlights and watch all the spectrum of people, of players following the cricket. Recently, the tiff between the Bangladesh and the Indian cricket team was amazing. Wow, I could have never imagined they would stand up to an Indian cricket team and win from an impossible situation as well. So it was amazing. I've personally seen right from my childhood as well how Bangladesh team has grown over time, and now they are probably, if not better, at par with the Pakistani team. I think they would beat us as well if they play to their full potential. Any team who visits Bangladesh is obviously wary of their pitches and the way that Bangladesh plays. They have also obviously worked at their batting, so they have got good batting lineup. They always had good spinners. So in Bangladesh conditions, I think Bangladesh is a force to reckon with. Then I remember there was a left armer, Mustafizur Rahman, if I guess is the correct name, when he first came on the scene, and I think it was a Indian match where he took four or five fabulous wickets. So he's a find as well. He's one player or one bowler who can go many miles. I think if he continues to work on his bowling, and he's a threat for all the playing teams which are playing Bangladesh. Well, I would say it's Mushafiqur Rahman for because he has so many hats to wear. He is the captain, he's a wicket keeper, and he is scoring big runs. So why not? I would say also Shakibul Hassan, just because of being an all-rounder, bowling, and he's probably one person that you can count on to give you a wicket in hard situations. Plus, he scores runs if the whole team is falling behind as well. So probably these two are my first two best Bangladesh players. Yeah, thank you, fans. I could have never imagined that I'm so popular as I'm being told in Bangladesh. Please, thank you, so humble for all the love and affection that you guys have shown me. Do please, whenever you get a chance, if there is a viral meme that you see of me, do tag me up, share it with me. I'll thoroughly enjoy it. i'll I'll have a lovely time. Thank you, I appreciated all the love that you guys have shown me over the last 14 months. And I hope that I probably have a chance to attend one of the matches in Bangladesh and meet so many fans that I have come to adore over time.